I remember years ago when Ronnie Floyd wrote a book about the gay agenda. And in the church, it was talked about as them versus us. No one seemed to realize, though, that sitting amongst us are gay people. Now, they don't tell you they're gay because they can't. It's not tolerated. It's not accepted. And the church seemingly doesn't understand this whole idea about sexual orientation versus sexual behavior. I understand it because I have a sexual orientation towards the same sex. And let me tell you, it's not something that I asked for. It's not something that I chose. However, it is something that I learned to live with. Now, when I'm sitting there listening to this whole pontification about the gay agenda as them versus us, I'm reminded that not only am I feeling excluded, but I wonder how many around me sitting in the same pews as I'm sitting in feel the very same way. Did you know that it's okay to be gay and Christian? Did you know that people are gay and they are Christian? Now, some of you may think that I've taken just a theological shift in my later years and that I've walked away from God and the Bible and all that I ever knew that was about faith and our Christian heritage. But that's just not true. I first realized I was gay when I was 10, but I had to learn to repress it. I had to learn to act as if it's not there. You know why? Number one, all around me in my primitive Baptist heritage, I was hearing that not only is sex wrong, sex is ugly, but God forbid sex with another man. And on top of that, my uncle was gay, and I used to hear how the family would talk about him, and I would think, boy, if they ever knew I was maybe like Uncle Paul, they would talk about me the same way. So guess what I did? I hid it. And I've been hiding it most of my life. But now when I was about 45 years old, I'd come to realize that all of the efforts that I heard about, tried, helped others with, didn't help them and it didn't help me. The sexual orientation's the very same then as it was when I first started in life. And you know what? At some point in life, when people like me sitting in those pews try everything they know to do, everything they're told to do, but nothing changes, they give up. Some walk away from the faith. Some commit suicide. Some end up in a mixed orientation marriage like Nancy and I were in. Now, for those of you that don't know, mixed orientation means Nancy was straight and I was gay. She knew that. We talked about it often. It was nothing surprising to her. We had a wonderful life together. But I have to admit, not everybody that is gay was fortunate like I was to have a loving, caring wife who was attempting to understand that I was very different than what she thought we were when we married. Now, again, will I be in heaven? Absolutely. If you know me for the last 28 years in ministry, I'm the same Roy I've always been. I'm just being authentic with you today. I'm the same therapist I've always been. I'm the same minister I've always been. I advocate for others just like I always have. My professional skills are improved even now over what they were when I were younger. And I intend to use those skills to help people in our church, in our Christian evangelical circles, realize, you know what? God loves you just like He loves the heterosexual person. You didn't choose to be homosexual. You didn't choose to be same-sex oriented, and God knows that. And maybe one day the church will come to terms with realizing that people can't help it. And they'll quit rejecting people as they talk about the gay agenda. And maybe they'll realize that it's not them versus us. Many people with same-sex orientation, gay feelings are sitting right in our pews. Let's don't reject them. Let's don't reject me. Let's don't reject them. Let's work together to figure out how God can love all of us. And even if we don't figure that out in this life, if you're not willing or able to dialogue with me and realize how I've changed, I'll still see you in heaven, and I look forward to one day when we share heaven and Jesus together.